a phase in my life where I thought that I couldn't be soft as a woman. I thought that I always need to work hard in order to show how valuable I am. I thought that in order to feel loved, in order to feel accepted, I need to prove something, I need to do something. I thought that I have to fight for love and attention. I thought that being soft and doing nothing is equivalent to unproductive. It's equivalent to nonsense. Like I have to keep on moving, I have to keep on doing something to feel productive. I thought that I have to be successful, I have to achieve something in order for me to feel loved and accepted. Being soft as a woman at that time is like something weird to me. Something that I thought I couldn't be that kind of soft woman, you know? Until I learned something very precious that I would love to share with you guys today. To all my beautiful women, you deserve to be that soft woman. And you can be that soft woman, you know? I think not a lot of people would tell you this, but you can be that soft woman. And you can actually soften your heart, soften yourself to become that soft woman that you've always wanted to be. And trust me, deep inside you, you want to be that soft woman, you know? Because I felt that way as well. Because I'm a woman. Deep inside me, I realized that I want to be that soft woman. I want to be soft. I want to soften my heart. I want to soften my body. I want to be soft living life. Little did I know deep inside me as a woman, I want to be loved. And whenever I look at other soft women out there who is vibrant, who is open to her emotions, who is unapologetically herself, who is open to people and life, who is free in her feelings, in her emotions, in her life, in her existence, in her body. When I look at that kind of woman who is soft and vibrant and happy and free in herself, little did I know deep inside me, I want to be that kind of soft woman too. And I know deep inside you, you want to be that soft woman too, because we are at core women, and at nature we are women. We want that. We want that. It's really our true nature. And I want to tell you that you deserve to be that soft woman because you're a woman. Maybe no one would ever tell you this, but I'm telling you today that you deserve to be soft, and you can be that soft woman as well. But there are a few things that you need to know that I would love to share today, one by one. First thing first, we need to change a little bit in terms of our mindset. When at that time, I was in the phase where I want to be soft, but I don't know how to be a soft woman. I found this one article that says, being soft is a superpower and being soft is an attractive personality. I was amazed and I was stunned by this article because at that time I was because I want to be that soft woman, but I don't know how. At that time, I perceived being soft as weak because, you know, I kind of like buy into that kind of independent woman, like you can do everything alone, that you can achieve here and there, you can walk in this life alone, like you can literally conquer the world and stuff, you know. I kind of like buy into that kind of mindset at the time. I kind of like perceive being soft as weak. I didn't know that thing exists in me. When I actually go deeper within myself, I just realized that, oh, I thought that being a woman that is soft, that is laid back, is something that is weak. That is my problem before. Like I need to keep on achieving, I need to keep on being independent, I need to keep on proving myself with academics, with results, with money, with whatever it is to actually get love, to actually get attention from whatever it is, from my friends, from my family, from my parents, or from people around me. I thought that I need to keep on achieving, keep on being driven as a woman, keep on staying strong on my own terms, until I realized that, oh, I actually perceive being soft as a weak personality. That is my problem before. And the moment I found the article, oh my god, it has opened my eyes, and I'm gonna share with you guys today. I still remember this was a year ago when I found this article, and it says that being soft is an attractive characteristic. I have it here on my iPad, which means that being soft means that people will be overwhelmed and astonished when you shout. Being soft means that people will be jealous when you achieve something in life. Being soft means that people will be taken aback when see you being strong, comfortable, and independent in your own skin. And being soft means that you perceive as being humble. When I read this article, I just realized that being soft is actually a superpower, when all of this while I thought that being soft as a woman is considered as weak. When in reality, it is actually a superpower. And when I think about it once again, Rasulullah himself is actually one of the softest men, yet powerful men on earth. one of the softest individual on earth, yet most influential people on earth. So it's not only applicable for women, but it's actually being soft is an attractive characteristic for both men and women. Because look at Rasulullah himself. Rasulullah is actually one of examples of a person that is soft yet strong. Someone that is soft yet powerful and influential. So being soft is actually an attractive personality. And when I think it once again, you can actually be soft and driven and independent and achieving and goal-oriented and planning kind of woman. You know, you can be both. Don't get me wrong, you can actually be all of that. You can actually keep on pursuing your goals, keep on pursuing your career, keep on being driven, keep on being goal-oriented, driven and independent and stuff. You can be that. You can be all of that, but at the same time, you can be a soft woman too. Can you see that? You can actually be both. It's not wrong at all to actually have that kind of characteristic and actually be soft as well. But the key here is balance. As I remember, I used to be in the phase where I started my own business, and at that time, I was super masculine at that time. My characteristic was too masculine, where I was too focused, too driven, too independent, to doing everything on myself, and it just depleted me. I remember I couldn't find balance at that time, and that is when I learned a very huge wisdom, which you have to learn to balance between your masculine side and your feminine side. Something I learned, I have it here on my iPad. One of the things that I wish I learned sooner would be learn to balance the masculine and the feminine energy within us. Every man and woman has these two energies that need to be mastered. For example, masculine energy would be driven, focused, independent, strong, secure, powerful, doing, assertive. All of that is masculine traits. And feminine energy would be something like surrendering to life, to the universe, to God, letting go of the things that you can't control, being soft, enjoying life for what it is, enjoying the present moment, living life, being really being in that present moment, being vulnerable, being open to people. That is the feminine side within us. When I was doing business back then, I didn't know how to actually balance these two energies within me. I was too on my masculine side. And I remember when I was too hyper-focused, hyper-driven, hyper-independent to the point that I don't let other people to help me. I was too closed off at that time. I was too focused too much on achieving part, achieving to the next goals, to the next right thing, to the next achievements. While it's not wrong at all, it's fine, but I don't know how to balance with living life, be open to my friends, be open to my family, to actually be open to live in the present. I forgot about my feminine side, and that is when I was very exhausted. I remember I was too exhausted to the point that I even ignore my health. I even ignore my relationship with my family at that time because I was too focused on the next big things. I was too focused on chasing the next big things in my life. Until I actually grow up and learn about the masculine and the feminine side within us as human, that is when I realized that, the key here is balance. The key here is that yes, you can be that driven, independent lady, but at the same time you can be that soft, surrendering, letting go, living in the present kind of woman who is open to life and people. You can be both, and that is when bliss come into your life, because you can actually balance between your feminine side and your masculine side. That is when you become a goddess. You can actually be that driven, independent, but at the same time soft, nurturing, surrender and letting go. This is actually a skill that I myself have to learn it thoroughly, that I myself have to actually develop it throughout my life to actually balance between my masculine side and my feminine side. And if I can, definitely you guys can too, because we're at core human. We can actually master that skill to actually balance between both of these sides. The moment I start to learn about being soft as a woman, this is when I found how powerful being vulnerable is. This is when I started to realize that being vulnerable and being soft is actually a superpower. I'm gonna share with you guys what I learned about vulnerability. Vulnerability is I am willing to sound dumb. I am willing to be wrong. I'm willing to be passionate about something that isn't perceived as cool, that is something different from other people. Being vulnerable means that I am willing to express a theory, I am willing to express my emotion, I am willing to express what I feel inside me because I'm a human and I have feelings. Being vulnerable means that I am willing to admit that I am afraid, that I need help, from my people, from my friends, from my family. Being vulnerable means that I am willing to contradict something that I've said before. Probably I make a mistake before and I am willing to actually improve it. I am willing to actually change that into a better version of me. Being vulnerable means that I am willing to receive any kind of weird reaction from other people, even a wrong one, when I am actually doing the right thing. Being vulnerable means that I am willing to apologize. I am willing to say I'm sorry when I know it's my fault. Being vulnerable means that I am perfectly willing to become imperfect human. I am willing to show my imperfections. I am willing to say that I'm wrong. I'm willing to admit that I actually do wrong and I can improve and change. Can you say that is vulnerability? Vulnerability is actually a superpower. Vulnerability is actually the only bridge to human connection. If you want to connect with your friends and with your family, vulnerability is the key. If you want other people to understand you as a human, vulnerability is the key. You have to be willing to open yourself, to open that you are human, that you make mistakes, that you are not perfect. You have to be willing to open yourself, because sometimes vulnerability starts with us. We can't expect other people to show their flaws first, to show that they wrong first, but we have to open ourselves first so that we allow other people to understand us, and we're gonna feel free as well, because we say that we are human and we can't handle this and we can't do anything alone, that we are not very powerful, we can't do anything alone. This is when you admit that you can't do anything alone. This is when you admit that I have limitation as a human. This is when you admit that I'm just a normal human being that gonna make mistakes, that gonna keep on doing nonsense shit in the future, that trying to grow every single day, that trying to actually be a better person every single day, that I'm gonna keep on doing stupid mistake again, but I'm gonna keep on becoming better and better. That is what vulnerability means. It is the ability to show that you're a human, that you're gonna make mistakes, that you have flaws, but at the same time, you know that you still accept it as a human. Vulnerability makes you human. Vulnerability is the bridge to humanity. It's the bridge to build connection with yourself, with your friends, with your family, with people around you, with your community. Vulnerability make people want to understand you. When you're open yourself, like you are human, that you make mistakes, that you're not perfect, you let other people to understand you as a person, as a human. People can feel you. People can understand you, because we are at core, we have emotions. If you're open, that you say that you can't do this, that you are imperfect, when you are actually able to open your heart, people can feel you, people can understand you, and people want to understand you, and people want to feel you. It's just a matter of fact whether you want to open yourself for other people to know you, for other people to understand you. And this takes a lot of courage, because I know it's not easy to open yourself. It's not easy to actually open your heart for other people to understand your heart. This takes a lot of courage. But trust me, if you are brave enough to actually open your heart, to actually tell what really you feel inside you, like your deepest fear, your deepest desire, your what you truly feel inside you, and you are willing to actually be brave at a time to open your heart, to open your feelings, that is when slowly that bliss will come. People around you gonna slowly understand you. People around you want to actually slowly support you, because they know your truest intention, your truest, deepest desire, your truest, deepest heart. It's the only bridge towards all human connection and relationship. If you want other people to understand you better, if you want your parents, if you want your siblings, if you want other people, whatever it is, your friends, to understand you better, then you have to be willing to open your heart, to open yourself, so that they can understand you. Because sometimes they can't even understand you because you don't actually open yourself. How are you going to expect that other people are going to understand you if you don't actually express yourself? If you don't actually be willing to open yourself? How are they going to understand you? How are they going to see you as a person? Okay, right now I don't care whether you're a man or woman, but being soft is a superpower. Being vulnerable is a superpower. Change that, because I've heard that some people would say that being vulnerable means that we are being weak. We are actually open ourselves to the capacity to be wounded. We are open ourselves to danger. When in reality, if you know how to use that vulnerability and the softness that you have inside you to actually build human connection, to actually build relationship, a very strong connection, a very strong relationship with whatever people around you, that is the bridge. Softness and vulnerability. If you want to actually build a very strong connection and strong relationship with people around you, then being soft and vulnerability is the key. So I want you to be soft yourself, especially you're a woman. I know deep inside you want to be that soft woman. So I want you to be soft yourself because you deserve. You deserve to be soft as a woman, and you can be that soft, vibrant, open, loving, happy woman. You can be, and you deserve to be, because it is our nature. But all of this while, we've been taught differently. All of this while, people told us that being soft is weak, being vulnerable is weak, like you can't be soft, like you have to hide your feelings, like you have to actually cover yourself, cover from what you feel inside, like you have to keep on pushing, like you have to keep on moving, like you have to keep on achieving until you're going to feel love and until you're going to feel accepted. You can be soft. Forget about that, ditch about that. I just want to tell you that you can be soft despite you want to do a lot of things in this life. You can still be soft as a woman despite you want to be independent. You want to hit your goals. You want to build your career. You can be both. Okay? That's the power of both. I want you to look at yourself in the most kindest way. See yourself as that little girl who wants to grow, who wants to actually build whatever she wants to build. Look at yourself as that sweet little girl who wants to actually living life, who wants to actually explore life, who wants to actually living life to the fullest. I want you to look at yourself as that little girl who is trying to grow every single day. She's not trying to prove anything. She's not trying to say that she's good. She's not trying to prove her worth. She's not trying to get attention and stuff. She just wants to grow every single day into a best version of herself. I want you to see yourself as that little girl, that ordinary little girl who's trying to do big things, who's trying to follow her heart, who's trying to follow her curiosity, who's trying to grow out of her comfort zone. Because when you see yourself like this, when you see that little girl in you who's trying to grow, who's trying to explore life, that is when you're not afraid to be vulnerable. Because you know, you're just that normal little girl who's trying to do amazing things. Okay? You have nothing to prove. Your intention has nothing to do to trying to prove to other people, to trying to look good, to trying to achieve something. But it's more on you want to explore yourself. It's more about you want to know how far you can be, how far you can grow as a person. It's more about your personal growth, your personal development as a person. And this is when you're not afraid to make mistakes. This is when you're not afraid to actually be dumb for a little while. Because the truth is, you're going to make stupid mistakes again in the future. You're going to look dumb again in the future. Because that's life. Before you're going to feel good about something, you're going to fall. You're going to look stupid. You're going to look weird. That's the part of life. But when you're not afraid to be vulnerable, when you see yourself as a person who's trying to grow, who's trying to explore life, that is when you're not afraid to make mistakes. Because you know, you have nothing to prove. Because you know, you're just trying to grow and trying to develop as a person. But you know deep inside you, you're still strong. You know deep inside you, you still can be independent. You know deep inside you, you can still make things happen. You can still going on with life. You can still be independent of your own. But at the same time, you allow other people to help you too. You allow other people to come into your life too. You allow other people to know you too. That's the power of both. And this is when people also gonna realize, people also gonna know that you're human. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. Like, what are the things that you want to prove unless that you're a human? At this point, you just have nothing to prove. You just have nothing to prove to people. Like, I'm just a normal human being. So yeah, being vulnerable is a superpower. Being soft is a superpower. But it takes a lot of courage to actually be vulnerable. It takes a lot of courage to actually open yourself. But you can. You can slowly open yourself to other people. You can slowly open yourself to let other people understand you, and probably one day they can help you in the future. So don't be afraid to tell people that you're human. Don't be afraid to tell people that you are trying to do something, like you're trying to grow. Don't be afraid to tell people that you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make like stupid shit in the future. Don't be afraid to tell people that you're passionate about something. Don't be afraid to tell people about your feelings when that is actually what you truly feel inside. Don't be afraid to tell people about what you're thinking when you're actually trying to learn it. Tell people that you're trying to grow. Tell people that you're trying to follow your curiosity, follow your passion. Tell people that you're trying to follow your dreams. Because remember, at this point, you have nothing to prove. You have no one to impress. You just want to live as a person. If that people can actually accept you for who you are, then that is your people. But if that people can't really accept you, if you're trying to be vulnerable, then that is not your people. Then move on, because there's a lot of people out there that are waiting to know about you. There's a lot of people out there that you haven't even met yet that are willing to understand you, because there's a lot of people out there that you haven't even know yet that is excited to actually know about you, listen about you, to understand you. So if there are people who couldn't understand you, especially when you're trying to be vulnerable, then leave, walk away. That is just not your person. You deserve to be seen, you deserve to be heard, you deserve to be understood as a person. So find your people out there. Or in fact, you don't have to find, you just have to be you, so that the right people will come to your life, and that is when you know that is your people. I really hope this video could actually help you guys in some way, especially to all women who want to be soft. Because I know deep inside you, you want to be that soft woman. So slowly try to open your mind, slowly try to open your heart, slowly try to listen to other people, slowly try to be vulnerable, starting by being vulnerable with your friends, with your family, with people around you, with your partner. Slowly try to actually open your heart, try to actually open up about how you feel inside you, with the intention not to gain their attention, not to gain their love, but it's just with the intention to actually feel free in your emotion. It's just with the intention to actually tell what you truly feel in your heart. But you're not trying to get attention or care or love from them. You just want to be open as a person. You just want to be vulnerable as a person. Try one by one. Try little by little. And that's when slowly you can be soft as a woman. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum. As usual, I want to find good lighting.